Zachary Park from Pro Speed Auto Sports here in Houston, Texas. We're out here at World Cup Finals, Import versus Domestic 2019. We brought Wasabi Supra out here to see what we can do. We've had a pretty decent weekend. It wasn't full of fun, but we're here and trying to have some good times. It's a Pro Speed Auto Sports built 526 Hemi powered Supra. It's been a huge pain in the ass, but we really enjoy, a challenge, and trying to get it down the track here at Import vs. Domestic 2019. The car has a 526-inch Aero Machine Hemi in it. The turbo on the car is a Precision 118mm. It's actually an off-the-shelf unit currently. We did have a very large custom back housing on the car to move a little bit more energy, but we ended up putting the smaller one back on to slow it down. The downpipe system is done in-house at Pro Speed Auto Sports, supplied by Tycon Industries. It is some beautiful, beautiful titanium that we use to make nice, pretty flames come out the end of the car. We have a Pro Torque converter in the car and a few dump valves to make it adjustable. The car has an M150 system on it with Chris's Pro Track package, all designed in-house with all the things that we've learned from racing. The chassis on the car is a mixture. Everybody's kind of got their hands in this one. We originally built it for a 2JZ with a big tire. We ended up throwing the Hemi in there with a small tire in the back, so it really threw everything off. It was a challenge to move everything around and do what we wanted to do, both with no prep and the radio racing. We found it a lot easier to go radio racing with the car based on the way that it was set up, so we threw them on here and came out here. We did the no prep thing for a long time with the car, and it was going to be our dedicated no prep car. We ended up turning White Rice into a full-time radio car, and now it looks like we're probably going to have this one a radio car as well. We'll still dabble in the no prep stuff and do the things we need to do to try to get the W. The fuel system in the car is a Waterman mechanical fuel pump. It's fed with a big 5-gallon tank in the front corner of the car. We use just about all of it in a quarter-mile pass. That big 526 stuff does a lot of fuel. This weekend we went at 621 at 233 miles an hour. Right before that we went at 623 at 233 miles an hour. Turns out we actually did that last pass on 7 holes, about 450 foot down the track. We lost a hole. We sucked a valve up in the head. We pulled the engine out of the car and we did everything we could to try to make it for Jason and everybody that came out here to see the car run, but it was too damaged to repair. We decided to pull the plug instead of putting a backup engine in the car or doing anything like that. So we originally built this car, like I said, with a 2JZ engine in it, and we ended up putting the Hemi in it for more reliable power. Well, it turns out, over the past few years we've been racing the car, it's turned out we've had a lot more issues with the Hemi and the valve train stuff going on in there. We like our White Rice and our 2J, but we're going to take a challenge and keep swinging at it. The chassis was originally built by Rick Stevens with the 2JZ and the 3310.5 setup. We had Skinny Man come in and do a little bit of work to the car, lighten the front end to try to get the balances the way that we needed to get them. We still needed more work. We brought in Eric LaFeria to do a lot of chassis work on the car, and he's really brought us leaps and bounds forward, as far as making progress to the car. This weekend we had planned on having White Rice and Wasabi Supra here. We actually brought Eric down with us to drive the car. The car's run on a Motec Pro Track package from Pro Speed Auto Sports done by Chris Delgado. It controls everything under the sun that you can imagine in this car. It has a lot of neat tricks and things we use to get down the track. We use CO2 boost control to cram all the pressure we need on top of the gate and make that turbo sing. So currently the car runs about 44 pounds going down the track. When we dynoed that, it was 28-27 to the tires. Sometimes it'll go a little further, but at the current moment we're trying to get the car to leave and do what we wanted to do before we really crank on it. Originally when we did the engine in the car, we had some camshaft issues and things, and the car only made 2386. we went through a lot of trial and error there with Aero Machine out in Brenham, Texas, and they got us right, and everything seemed to be working fine. The only thing we're struggling with now is valve train issues from the engine. It produces wonderful power, and we think that it's going to do really well. Like I said earlier, we originally built the car for no prep. With the bias and the things the way they were, everything was a little tricky to get the car down the track. There's a lot of fun stories and things involved with this car. The first time I took it down the track and the finals at a no prep event, it actually blew the front left tire out and put me in the wall around 140 miles an hour. It was a great race with a friend of mine, Chris Varney. We actually took the win. We ran back to the pits, crammed the car out, borrowed a wheel from somebody, hammered the fender out, and cut out the piece that cut the tire, and we went to the next round. Unfortunately, I lost because my belts were still loose, and I slid, and I came off the gas pedal a little bit. We've taken the car to a lot of events. We've done really well a lot of the events we went to, all the way to the finals and semifinals. We've fought valve train issues a lot of the time. Fuel injector development did the injectors for us. We've got one of their custom 220 setups in the car. They work really, really well. As far as for being a small injector, it's really amazing to do what it does on methanol power and put that kind of power out. To be able to put out 28, 27, with 2 injectors, that's pretty impressive on methanol. We're planning to bring the car somewhere maybe down in the 5-second zone. But for now, the low 6s are keeping us in the class where we need to be, so we'll keep it there. We're going to get everything cleaned up and come back out and really get after it and see what we can do with the car.
The last thing in right-hand side, we are going to move on.